in Pretoria to give us a preview of what has just happened. It was one of those if you blink you miss it moments. We even missed it here in studio. Sipho, just tell us what happened this morning.
Yeah, well, a very good morning to you once more and our viewers at home. Indeed, you're quite correct. It was one of those, if you blink, you've missed it, and it went much quicker than we also expected. Judge Peter Mabuse here officially granting the interim interdict to stay the public protector's remedial actions pending the judicial review of the entire Bosasa report. And now the reason that this was quite quick as opposed to other urgent applications interdicting the remedial action is that the public protector in this Bosasa report matter was not opposing the urgent interdict, and so then she agreed that remedial actions can be stayed pending the whole review. We know, of course, that she is opposing the judicial review of the Bosasa report, but she decided that the urgent interdict part of it can be granted so that this matter can be dealt with speedily.
Do we know what happens from here on?
Well, what happens from here on, we shall await the court to give us a date in which the whole Bosasa report review will be heard by this court. Of course, we know that Bosasa report has, of course, found that the president misled Parliament in answering the question about that 500,000 rands donation by Bosasa there, the Bosasa CEO Gavin Watson. So the president, of course, took that report on judicial review. So what we now are awaiting is the courts then to give us a date as to when that review will be underway and when it will be heard. But also, interestingly, attached to the review now is the latest matter where the president has asked the court to conceal some of the information contained in the public protector's record. Public protector's record, of course, has to be filed to this court by the 15th of August. We know that she is opposing the judicial review, that is the entire report review. She's opposing that part, and now as part of court processes, she has to file all the information or all the dockets that she's obtained in investigating this Bosasa matter. So now the issue is that once she has filed all the evidence she's gathered and put it before the court, that information will become public record. So anyone who approaches the court register can then see who are these funders that funded the CR17 campaign, which the President Ramaphosa seemingly does not want the public to see. The President approached this court saying that the information in the record of the public protector contains bank statements of third parties that had donated under the condition of being anonymous. So she had asked, the President had asked the court that information needs to be concealed to protect the privacy of those donors who do not want to come public. So that's another matter that's attached to this. But the immediate action that we are waiting right now is for the court to determine the date of the judicial review, which should be soon, because the president reviewed this report on an urgent basis. So we expect that it will be communicated rather soon. But the immediate factor is the court to determine whether the documents should be concealed or not.
So a short day at the office for yourself and other journalists, I suppose.
Ramaphosa's lawyers questioning.
Indeed, a short day here in the Gauteng High Court doesn't happen often. We had thought that perhaps the judge would read out the order, granting this interdict, because both parties essentially agreed. I've seen a copy of the order, and it's quite short. It's 2 pages long. So essentially just confirming that both parties have agreed to this interdict pending the judicial review outcome, and we don't know the date of that, but we're expecting the court to announce that. The immediate step, of course, is for the Deputy Judge President, that is Judge Aubrey Ledwaba, to give us an update as to whether that petition by President Ramaphosa to conceal those the documents will be approved. Certainly, the President seems to be interested in making sure that the information of his funders does not go public, which is quite an interesting move in itself, considering that the presidency has released a statement saying that nothing was done that was illegal by this campaign, nothing was done that was unethical. So then why the move to protect these individuals? Well, we don't know, but the court has to decide by the 15th, I think, of August whether it will conceal these documents as the president has requested.
Sipho, go off and have the rest of your day off. Thank you so much for the update. Blaine?
Thank you.